Many people are realizing that they can work from just about anywhere. With so many positions moving to remote work, a lot of people are asking, well, I wonder if I actually need to live in the city that I currently live in. Do I need to live in this area? Does my boss care where home actually is? So you might be thinking it's time to pack up, make that move to another city, and now might be the best time to do that. Like I said, with so many positions working remotely, now you can actually get away from being physically restrained to the city that you currently live in. For instance, this is great for people who live in California, such as like Silicon Valley, let's say. A lot of people want to live or needed to live in Silicon Valley because they needed to be close to the tech companies that are there. Now these jobs are working remotely, so they don't actually need to be there. They just need to be there for the meetings or the phone calls that they have online, and that's basically it. So if it is time for you to make that move, get out of the state or the city that you're currently living in and end up somewhere new, here's exactly how to do it. Now, you may or may not know a little bit of my background. I actually run another real estate YouTube channel where I talk about what it's like to live, eat, sleep, work, and play in my local area. A lot of the people who watch my channel over there and watch those videos are thinking about making a move to my local area, which is Salt Lake City, Utah. These people watch my videos, then they reach out to me about what it's like to actually live here, and I help guide them through that process of relocating from their current city to the one that they want to actually live in once they get here to Utah. So because of that, I have a lot of experience about what it's like to actually move from one city and state to an entirely new area. So whether you want to make that move from Florida to Alaska, Alaska to Hawaii, or Hawaii to California, or maybe California to Utah, I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. I'm going to give you 5 actionable tips that you can implement right now to decide whether now is the time to make that move and how to actually do it. Let's jump in. Number 1, you need to figure out exactly why you want to move. Why are you trying to get out of the area that you're currently in? In my previous example, I used Silicon Valley. Well, perhaps Silicon Valley is a little bit expensive for you. You're trying to get out of that extremely high cost of living. You don't want to be paying $6,000 a month for a 2-bedroom apartment. Maybe you want to go to Kansas where you can get a nice house on 10 acres for $1,000 a month. I don't know, that's totally up to you. You need to figure out why you want to move from the area that you're moving from and why you actually want to get out of there and what's causing that, right? You need to figure this out so that you can decide on where you need to go. Perhaps it could also be a lack of job opportunities. It could be a lack of having family or friends in the area. Perhaps it's a total lack of outdoor recreation. Whatever that reason is for you, find out what it is, and that way you can help dial in on a new area that you need to move to. For instance, again, here in my Utah market, a lot of people move here for the job opportunities, and they move here for the medium cost of living as well as the amazing outdoor recreation. Now that you know why you want to move, figure out where you want to move that's going to help you solve your problem, right? Perhaps you're going to move to an area where you've got friends or family. Perhaps you're moving to an area where there's a lot of job opportunities. Perhaps you're even moving to an area where you can get better outdoor recreation, or you can be by the beach, or you can just be in a warmer climate. Once you know why you're moving, then you can figure out what you need in your next market and what's going to help you solve that problem. There's always going to be pros and cons to moving to a new area. It's not like any one place is going to be perfect, so make sure that you know what you're looking for and make those the priority in that decision. Once you know exactly where you want to go, now it's time to start researching those areas in particular. You want to start watching videos, reading articles. You want to talk to people who live in the area specifically. This is a great opportunity for you to get a good expectation of what it's going to be like to actually live in that specific area. No one area is going to be perfect, like I just said, so you want to figure out what the pros and cons are of that spot. You want to find out what the political makeup is of it. You want to find out what job opportunities there are. You want to find the demographics. You know, how old are people on average? Are they kid friendly? Are they pet friendly? You want to find out all of this information right up front so you can move to the area with confidence, knowing that it's going to be the right fit for you. There's a ton of YouTube channels, just like my other channel that I mentioned, where you can learn about what it's like to live in a particular area. I highly recommend you start there. YouTube's a great resource. Use it. During that process, it's going to lead you right into the next tip, which is number 4, and that is to get familiar with the cost of living in that area. If you're moving from a more expensive area to a cheaper area, you're probably going to be really excited about that. If you're moving from a cheap area to an expensive area, you're probably going to be kicking yourself. You at least want to have a good idea of what to expect once you get there. You also need to figure out if you're going to be purchasing a home, if you're going to be renting, what that rent is going to be, or even what the mortgage is going to be. These are all things that play into your budget. You want to make sure that you budget effectively during that move, because oftentimes it's going to cost a lot more than you anticipate making that move. The 5th item on our list, I'd recommend you go to the area, talk to the people who live there and get a very good in-depth feel about what the area is all about. Take a trip there, spend 3, 4, 5 days in the area, look at houses, look at places that you might be eating at, go and visit potential job opportunities, go find out what their campus looks like or what the building looks like. Go and look at these different areas and get familiar with that spot so you can actually determine if you want to live there for the long term. Talking to people about what they love and hate about living in that area can be super helpful as well. There's a lot of variables that come up during this move, and trying to eliminate those as quickly as possible on whether it's a good area or not is very helpful when making a move across state lines or even just to a new city overall. So guys, that's it. That's exactly 5 tips on how to make a move to a new city. If you're working remotely and you want to make that move to a new city, this is something you should consider. Jump on YouTube, start looking at other videos, and perhaps you'll make that decision and decide that it's right for you. With that said, guys, I'll catch you in the next one.